Bonjour everyone, I am Anne-Lise Cailliez and welcome to Parlez-Vous CEO, where we ditch the corporate talk and get real about entrepreneurship. Each week, I chat with founders and CEOs who build businesses their way, through the failures, pivots, and breakthroughs. And they bring the fire. Plus, I'll drop some golden nuggets of wisdom from my own entrepreneurial journey. This is your space to grow, learn, and evolve with a true growth mindset. Remember, success isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Now let's kick things off and get this party started. Bonjour, bonjour, hello. Welcome to another episode of Parlez-Vous CEO. My name is Anne-Lise Cailliez and I am your host. For those who are just joining the podcast, we're Anne-Lise marketing partners and we specialize in helping female-led businesses scale their revenue. If you want to learn how to take your business to the next level, make sure to stick around. And if you're interested in a free growth consultation, just drop the words growth in the DMs. And today I am super pumped. I have a guest that I'm really looking forward to get you guys to know because she's my friend, Laetitia Monier, and I'm so happy to have her here. We used to work together for a French magazine here in New York, and Laetitia was the art director. I was the marketing director, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And that's really how we got to know each other and became friends. And Laetitia is a new founder. She started a company recently, which she will discuss about with you guys. And Laetitia, in your own words, would you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background and your story with our listeners?
So I'm Laetitia. I'm a creative director for over 12 years by now, strategist and a community builder. And I specialize myself for eco-conscious businesses, especially like the small and medium one. And I live in New York, Catskill, New York, with my dog, my daughter, my husband.
That's awesome. And congratulations again on going on your own and starting your own business. So could you share with our listeners how it all started, why you had the idea, why you really decided to go on your own? Because I remember when we were working together, I think you had already thought about it. So it was, there was a seed there to be your own, to be the owner of your own agency someday, perhaps. So why did you decide to do it? And also, please share about the specialty that you chose.
So actually, my husband was telling me all the time, you should open your business. And he was like, no way I'm going to do this. I was like, as you know, working for France America for a decade. Unfortunately, the magazine shut down once I was coming back from my maternity leave. I think it was a good time. Actually. Not a good time, I will say, once you just have a baby. But I just thought about what I want to do and for who. And for me, it was very natural just to go with eco-conscious businesses as the environment is like something that is very important for me. I live in the middle of the forest and I believe it's like one of the most concerned topic right now. And I was trying to think how I can like bring my part into this world, how I can help. And as a creative director, like for me it was obvious that maybe if I specialize myself for this type of businesses, if I help them grow, it will be my way to participate. So I decided to open a branding company in the beginning. And so I will say that for 1 year, I was doing like a lot of testing to see what is what is not working. And now I'm more in like a building phase, I will say, in my company, where I develop a signature offer and an initiative that I will talk a bit more later on.
That's awesome. And so it sounds like you were able to combine your skills, your craft, so branding, design, creative direction, and a passion of yours. Mm-hmm. So did that come to you naturally, or did you have to really think like, how do I want to position myself? So, okay, I know I'm good at branding. I know I'm good at art direction. Was it very natural to just decide on that niche?
On that niche, for me was obvious. Mm-hmm. It was like the thing that I needed, I will say, to launch myself personally, to launch my company. As soon as for me it was clear for who I wanted to work, I was like, okay, I want to fight for them. Before I thought about working for this type of company, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was a bit scared to launch a company because it's a huge step, But as soon as I was clear about who I want to fight for, it was like obvious. And I was like, okay, I'm full in.
And so what gave you that courage to make the move? Was it your husband or?
I think was like, obviously like the fact that my husband all the time is all the time behind me and help me, and believe in me. And he's always told me like, you love to take care of everything. Even in the magazine, as you know, I was like everywhere in the magazine, not just the art. I was very interesting about all of the field. And I love to connect everyone. I love to take care of everyone to the global, not just like the design. And I think like once I have my daughter as well, that gives me a lot of strength. And she's the next generation, and I want to build something for her, and I want to take care of her future. So for me, it was very, very important to go in this direction. I want to do something about everything that is happening now, and I want to show example to her.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. And could you share with our listeners the type of clients that you're working with and what do you see is their main challenge?
So after deciding to work with eco-conscious businesses, I decided to go with small and medium ones. So it's more challenging because I think they are the ones that deserve our help most, and especially in this field, because once you decide to go in this direction, like in eco-conscious direction, like especially once you are a small company, it's very difficult because you have to do a lot of research. Financially, you are struggling. Once you are small businesses, you are just one person. And once you go in this direction, everything is super expensive, like the material, everything. So for me, they are the true hero, I would say. And I really want to help them because they deserve to be helped. And once you are like small like that, they are trying to do everything on their own. They don't know how to start, and I'm trying to guide them as much as I can. So for sure, financially was not the best direction for me to go because I'm really trying like to adapt my prices to them and to work with the person behind the company. I do not regret this because I met like wonderful people all the time, and I love like to connect one by one with them and to try to know them and to adapt my services to them. So I love that.
That's awesome that you're able to work and help exactly people that you want to serve because you believe in their mission. I think that's really profound. And as you're mentioning, I think I was curious as to why did you pick small and medium businesses, because that's not necessarily the obvious choice, right? So it's really a decision on what you believe and integrity and being authentic to the mission you want to serve. And I think that's really admirable to do that. And can you describe the type of clients that you have? So what do their business look like? What are they trying to do? Can you share a bit more about your ideal client?
I don't really have ideal clients. Like for me, what I love the most is very important that the owner have a green heart. Let's say that they are very authentic on what they are doing and why. And I really want to help them in any way. If usually my clients, they are small, but they don't want to be too big, and they really try to stay authentic and to do small baths, to be able to continue to do on themselves. And this, I think is very respectable because today everyone wants to make a lot of money. They want to be big and they are just losing their authenticity. And it's not every day that you meet people that try to stay small, authentic. And obviously they want to grow, we all need money to grow and to make profit, but it's not their main
Motivation?
Yeah. Their main motivation is to do something for the planet, to make change and to be authentic to the client and honest. And just for all of this, I want to help them.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And so, Laetitia, you became a mom pretty recently. How have you been navigating this situation? So I'm starting to have more and more girlfriends who are having babies, and I don't have kids. And I think it's already really hard to be a business owner and be an entrepreneur. And it's already tough without kids, even with cats. So how do you navigate having a business and being a mom? Like, what is your methodology? How did you figure it out?
It's not easy at all, I would say, especially that I'm still breastfeeding and she's almost 2 years old. And I'm really trying to do my best to be like 100% present for her and for my business. And I don't want to let her on the side. I think that gave me a lot of stress that I didn't know I had before. And now I'm more focused. Like once I'm working, once I have time to work, I'm like 100% in, and I'm not losing my time on my phone or whatever. I'm like totally in. But yeah, it was very complicated, especially in the beginning where I was 100% with her all of my time. And I was working when she was sleeping. So at 6 p.m., I was starting to work until 2 a.m. in the morning. And this was just my life. So it was very difficult for me to have like a meeting. So as soon as someone was booking a meeting, I needed like to call a nanny, and it was like a lot of organization and stress. And now it's been not that long actually that she have like some day at daycare, and that helped a lot. So I don't have a lot of day where I can focus on my work, but they are filled of everything. Like I'm very like 100% into my work, and I think I'm much more my performance is much more than before.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like that give me so much, how can I say that multiply my willing to work. It's like once I can work now, I'm like very happy doing it. And for me, like my client are my second child, my client is my second child. Like I'm really trying to take care of both as the best I can.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I'm always very impressed with moms who have businesses. When I see that, or if I receive candidate applicants for job offers that I post, if I see that you're a mom, I know already first fact that you're very good at operations, managing stress, juggling several deadlines at the same time. You know how to regulate. Yeah, I feel that combo of being mom and an entrepreneur makes like, I don't know, mega skills.
Yeah, you think that you will lose time on your company, that you will be less performant, but for me, it's like the opposite.
Yes.
You are so strong after that, and it's like your focus is not you anymore, it's your daughter, it's your kid, for me it's my daughter, and you are doing all of this fight for them, and especially in the field that I'm working on now, is like make more sense, I'm working for this company and for everyone, but for her as well, and like so that multiple my love for my job.
And Laetitia, do you have any either influencer or mentors of anybody that you look up to, whether it's in your career or in your personal life? Who are you consuming content from?
Right now, as you know, my time is very short. So as soon as I have a little bit of time, I'm just like focusing on my work all the time. But I'm trying like to stay update, I would say, on like on the news and everything, because in this field it's very important, especially today. But I have like a good example of someone that I really admire is like Gail Brown. Gail Brown, for example, she's an environmentalist, and she had kids, as I have, and she built her company in the beginning when her kid was very small, and she did so much for the environment, and she's still like working like crazy, and she's like building like a new application that is very interesting, and like for me it's like a very good example of who I want to become and give me strength to continue, I will say.
That's really inspiring. Laetitia, so you are a community builder and you recently launched a new initiative. Could you share a bit more about that?
So through my company Element Co, so what happened is like once I did like a green certification to be able to have this type of client, during my formation, I saw that a lot of big companies, they have a lot of opportunity to get certified, but I saw that a lot of small ones struggle to do this because you need to pay like a big fee every year, and you have to go through a lot of different steps that is not adapted to small businesses. And I was trying to find a way to help them grow and to give them some strength and hope, like to push them. So I created the Sustainability Trust page on Instagram, which is a free page where I certify for free member that have a green heart. So that say that they are not just selling like product or green services. They need to be like to have this in their heart and do it like very honestly. And as soon as they share the pledge in their story as a like digital signature, like they are linked to a part of the pledge. And the originality of this Instagram is like the pledge come in vertical, and they are all linked to something. So it's like we are building something together, it's like community effort. And I promote them for free all the time. I present them to the community. And so I'm doing this. I don't remember when I started that, maybe 7 months ago. I don't remember exactly. But like 1 month ago, I started to do like a green networking, the Eco Alliances Hub that goes with this initiative. And in that, like the member of the pledge become mentor, where they can like build their own community and they can share their knowledge to everyone. So through this networking, I was trying to find a way to make them all together and try to work together. And inside, my main goal is to make them the norm. And once you want something to be the norm, it's not just by hanging out with the one that already doing the same thing as you are. It's like I'm trying to bring everyone that are curious about that, for example, they already have a business, but they want to turn green and they don't know how to start, and they are not like with the green businesses. So like more you become green to the networking, less you pay. And it's for eco-curious, eco-conscious, and the mentor, like the pledge member. And inside, I'm like building a lot of exciting things that help them to promote them. And the main thing behind that is like, I'm trying all the time to find a way to grow them, to make them bigger and to grow their visibility. So I will say that my main work every day is to push them to be there for them and to grow their visibility and just be like a friend, family member, and find all the way I can to help.
And so how are you building that community? How are you finding members that would be interested in joining?
In the beginning, I was like doing some research on Instagram, and I was like looking through the businesses, and I was not just looking into Instagram. I was like doing a lot of research that I used to know how to do with the magazine, because I was taking care of all of the iconography of the magazine, and I love to do this. So I'm doing like a huge audit of the company. And I was just reaching out to them and tell them what I was doing. A lot were like, this is free. I don't understand. This is weird. Why is it free? But for me, it was so natural that I was taking my personal time to do this because I love to do this. And I was super excited all the time, like to share what they are doing. But so in the beginning it was difficult because they were not believing on me. They thought I was like hiding something. And now that is like working and they understand the concept, they're coming to me now. So different.
So you felt that you had to win their trust. In the beginning was a bit like they were a bit skeptical about what you were trying to build.
Because we live in a world that you have like, now we are like so many and we are all like trying to find a way to sell their product, and everyone is like selling a lot of different things, a lot of different speech, and everyone wants to make profit and a lot of money, especially in the US. And it's not easy to trust, I would say, a company that really want honestly to help you. Because it's always something behind it. And it's the case. Like, even if the networking is like a pay networking, it's just to pay the fee. And I want to use like the money to put back into it and to help the company grow, So everything that I'm building is not for the money. So obviously, at one point, I need like to make profit because I need to continue this fight for them. But it's not about the money. It's like just all the time, if I get money, it's like, okay, how can I use this money to help them more,
Right. It's you really believe in the mission.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone? What would be a piece of advice you would tell to someone who is just starting out in your field?
To believe in themselves and try to not copy someone else, try to be authentic and stay themselves and true to themselves. Because like some client, for example, I see them, they were like trying to copy someone else. Oh, this one is working well, I want to do the same. And I see them struggling, and I was just asking them, do you like what you are doing right now? No, I don't like that. So I'm trying to help them to change the thing and to make them love everything that they are doing into their business. And it's why, like, for example, I create my signature offer with LM&Co, which is the eco-holistic branding method, which I work with 4 holistic experts and to align the person, before I'm starting to work on their brand strategy. Because for me, I believe that before you want to work and to help the planet, you need to be true in yourself. And in order to be trusted by others, you need to be clear in your mind to who you are and why you are taking this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's more like about a personal way to work with my client. I try to know them and to, how do you say that? To reflect who they are into their company, because their company for me is the extension of their self, especially small businesses. And for me, it's very important that they love what they are doing, you know? So, okay, you don't like this type of thing that you're doing in your business. How we can like make this work for you? And for me, it's no competition, you know, as soon as you are like building a business that is you representing yourself, you cannot have any competition, because even if someone is trying to copy you, they will do it wrong, because the one person that will do it best is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And once you are trying to build a company that is like truly yourself, you are starting to propose like things that are very original and that doesn't exist in the market. And this is what they do with this signature offer, you know? And the client love it because they go deep into themselves. Though they need to be ready to work on themselves first. But they love that because they discover a lot of things about themselves, and they are more clear about what they are doing and why they choose this fight and this field. And then I work with them closely and in the personal way to see how I can use all of this insight and to inject that in their company and to create like the perfect offer for them that make them unique and that they really love what they are doing.
Yeah, this is music to my ears, what you're telling me. So it sounds like essentially you do a deep dive with your clients to really understand what they're made of, their vision, to help them and you get clarity on why they're doing the things that they want to be doing and what makes them unique. So you can custom their offer based on their strength, their interest, personality, in order to be able to brand themselves in a way that feels authentic. I love hearing that. I think that's pretty rare. And I think it's so important to be able to understand what your clients want, their vision, and sometimes what they're not telling you as well. Because I meet a lot of clients who think they want things a certain way. And the moment you start digging, you realize that's not it. So that work that you're doing doing all the marketing and the branding is super important. Going really deep with your client is so important. And I also agree with you that not everyone is ready for that kind of work, because I think a lot of people are not necessarily clear about their why and also still figuring out how to be authentic. I think it can be a challenging exercise to come off. We hear it all the time, show up as authentic, be authentic. But sometimes if you don't have clarity on who you are, your why, it can be hard to come off authentic. And to that, my follow-up question is, do you get resistance from your clients who don't necessarily want to show their face and be the face of their brand and prefer faceless brands? Is that something that you're seeing as well?
Yeah. And for example, like some of them are like, they're a bit scared to be authentic and that to be honest, because they think like people will not like it and they will lose client. And I'm like, your clients are yourself. So you need to sell to your own self what you want to see every day, you know, like just do create content that you will create for yourself, that you will watch. And when they think they switch the mindset and they're starting to do this, they love to do it because it's so natural. And they're like, oh, but it's actually, I'm like the type of client that I wanted. They are coming to me now because yes, you are just authentic as yourself. You cannot sell something that is not part of you. And
the whole, once you start creating content, if you're doing a branding exercise and starting to promote yourself, it's a lot easier if you're actually showing up as you are. I think the friction is when you are trying to look a certain way or stronger or better, or whereas you're not, and that can feels really, that's really when imposter syndrome can kick in, because you're not being true to yourself. So it gets uncomfortable to go online. So that's definitely something that I've seen, especially with new business owners who are still figuring out how to do that balance, right?
yeah. And like, for example, like something like what I say for me is no competitor. It's like even if I have a branding company, for me, every designer have their own style and you cannot work with all of the client. Even if you want to make money, this is not true. You know, you are lying to the client because you have your own style. And through this method, I help the client to pick because I will like, if I feel that my style is good for them, I will do it personally. But if I feel that through all of the result of the method, like the style they need for the brand identity is something different, I work with other creative director and I pick the creative director that is best for them,
Right.
trying to help them to get something totally unique, because a lot was like, oh, I don't know how to start. Like so many branding company and I don't know which one to go with. And sometimes even their message and why they are doing this is not clear. As you say, they're like just a bit lost. And sometimes they just want, okay, I need a logo. Let's do a logo. But they don't do like the research and like the deep understanding on themselves first, They need to be clear on what you want to see to the world, to say to the world. So I'm helping them like to dig in all of this and to help them navigate it through that.
Yeah, it's very important work to have that clarity on your personality and your branding to be able to create something that feels good and that you're proud of. And Laetitia, if you had to give, I call them the golden nuggets of wisdom to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh my God. Just like do exactly the same way, because it's through what I did all my life that I learned the most. And I will not like go straight away on this. I will do exactly the same thing. Because through my struggles and through my wins is what make me who I am now. And even if I have much more knowledge about the life and everything, I think like the struggle are very important for you to grow. So I will not change anything actually.
You would just say, go for it. Trust yourself and go for it.
Yeah. And keep listening to your inner voice and keep believing on yourself and to trust people and to fight for them.
And Laetitia, what's next for you and your business that you're excited about?
I'm working on a lot of partnership right now, especially with my method, which I'm very excited about. And about the pledge, the initiative, I would like to do like a physical event next year because I really want to make them meet together and sell together and do like market together. So I'm working about this type of, and regarding the networking, I'm working as well on signature offer inside the networking, and that I truly believe will be like significant and make a very good change. And I'm very excited about that.
That's awesome. And Laetitia, how can our listeners connect with you and learn more about what you do?
They can connect with me with my website, I will say, to email, through my initiative, through Instagram. I have two accounts. I have the Element Co Instagram page where I feature eco-conscious artists as well. Everything that I'm doing is all the time for them and pushing their visibility. And it's always eco-conscious businesses, artists, and however. So I'm always find a way to push different people in different place. I'm working on different channel, I will say. But yeah, it's super easy to reach out to me by email, website, like Instagram page. I'm always like behind, and I'm a one person doing everything. So it's super easy actually to get to me directly.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was a pleasure having you on the show, Laetitia, and sharing your story. And that wraps up today's episode. I am Anne-Lise Cailliez, and I can't wait to join you again next week. Thanks for listening to Parlez-Vous CEO today. If you enjoyed the show, leave a 5-star review. It helps us keep going. And connect with us on Instagram at Parlez-Vous CEO. I am Anne-Lise Cailliez, and I know some days are harder than others. On those tough days, think back to why you started. What you're doing today matters, even when you can't see the results yet. Ideas are great, but it's what you do with them that counts. Find everything we talked about today at parlezvousceo.com. See you next week, and you've got this.